Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at the wave quantum. It is time for another update, and on the long time frame we have been tracking this very strong and impulsive looking structure to the upside, where we have a series of 1-2 setups that has developed, and then we have this larger third wave to the upside that has actually the potential to be towards the end of this structure, where we could see a very significant top that could result in a pretty sizable correction. Now, in this structure, within this wave 3, we are of course tracking an impulse, but within this impulse to the upside, in the fifth wave that we still need to complete only really the fifth wave, within the fifth wave we are tracking an ending diagonal structure where this is a wave 1 up, here we have a wave 2 down, a third wave up, a fourth wave down, and then this could develop as the fifth wave to the upside. Now, multiple counts would work for this area, even counts that would allow it to be an impulse, but realistically it doesn't matter. We would expect to have a full count in either of those cases after we complete this wave C that is expected to have a 5-wave move structure to the upside, and based on the proportions and the actual structure that has developed within it so far, I find it quite probable that we will succeed in fulfilling the expectations for such a wave C. Now, internally, we managed to push higher since the previous video when I provided you another support zone. Now, I already updated the support zone, but I provided you a support zone for direct continuation to the upside and a general support zone that would indicate invalidation of this push to the upside. And it worked out perfectly. I mean, I expected basically still continuation to the upside within this third wave, and to be honest, I still see this as a very realistic possibility, maybe even more probable than heading into a larger wave 4. But at the moment, we really cannot discuss too much the structure within this third wave because it is on a very short, or in a very short time frame, and multiple interpretations could all work. And since it is in a very short time frame such as this, it is also very likely that one of them could get invalidated, and it would have to fall back to another, and basically it could go like that all the way until we would have to resort to this support zone that we have currently on the chart, which would be for this entire wave 3. So assuming that this third wave is actually complete, I would be looking to find support in the area between the $24.8 level all the way down to the $20.8 level at the 50% retracement. So far, we have already reached the support zone, and we did already create a very strong reaction to the upside. Now, that is not necessarily to say that we have already bottomed within a wave 4 in this area. It could be maybe in some different count where this third wave is still ongoing, but even within this count it could be the case that it bottomed. But the structure that has developed since we touched this area has really only been in 3 waves, and even those, if I look closer, really it is a WXY structure in most interpretations, in most ways you look at it, really. So at the moment I find it quite probable that we still extend to the downside within a correction in this area. Now, even if we push lower and we get, let's say, to the 38.2% retracement, and then we push back up, if it manages to push higher, I am not automatically assuming that it would be the fifth wave that it would be really pushing within, because technically, even within this third wave to the upside, I have many counts that could allow very large amounts of extension for this wave 3. So I am prepared to look in continuation to the upside, even if we do something that represents exactly this on the chart, which personally I find to be a pretty high probability. And again, within this C wave to the upside, as I mentioned in the previous video, there are very many counts possible. Even within this supposed wave 1 that we have here, I could also count this as a series of 1-2 setups that has developed, and then we are in the third wave to the upside, where we could realistically see entire series of 4 or 5 patterns to complete the entire wave C. But we are really not focusing on that. what we should really focus on, especially on such short time frames, is the larger support zone area. This is the most important area that we have at the moment on this chart, because if we fail to hold support here, it would pretty much invalidate the count within the wave C. It could have different interpretations, but it would most likely be an interpretation where this third wave could have very likely topped here already. And yeah, in that case, we could be looking at a very large correction within a wave 4 that, just to gauge the perspective of what a large correction means in this area, it would be a correction that would be expected to reach all the way down to the $12.2 level, assuming we have already topped. And yet it goes all the way down to the 50% retracement at the $4.7 level. So those are some of the expectations that we would really have once we top here in a third wave. They would be shifted based on the actual top, but yeah, a break below the 50% retracement here at the $20.8 level would be a pretty good indication, a first signal, let's say, that it did top and we could be heading for a very large correction. Now, since we have possibly completed so far within this wave 4 an A-B structure, where here we are expecting an A-B-C correction, let's say, we could be looking at an ideal target for the wave C to the downside at the $24 level. That would be the 100% extension, which again is the ideal target for a wave C, the 100% extension of the A wave. Now, wave 4s could also develop within triangles, so in that case it could just go sideways for a while and then directly push to the upside. That is completely fine. I'm not concerning myself with this count too much. I am just watching out for the break to have the indication. I'm watching out for the larger retracement to have the indication that, yeah, we probably completed the third wave and we are looking here at the fourth wave and we could be in the last leg to the upside. And then I'm watching out for the indication that we break the support zone that we would have for a wave 4, and that would mean that something much more bearish could be expected within the foreseeable future. And for now, there isn't much else to add, so these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.